thing I know about being an athlete 100 years ago, don't say anything, is that you don't get to this position of signing with a college unless you have hundreds and hundreds of hours of practice. You don't get to this position of signing with a college without sacrifice. Sacrificing time, personal sacrifices, sacrifices when your friends are going out and you're practicing, when your friends are going to events and you have a game. But my favorite is this. You don't get to this point without intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation to succeed, intrinsic motivation to be better, intrinsic motivation to be the best, intrinsic motivation when you fail, you get back up and you try again and you try again and you become better. There is something special that each one of you have. There's something very special about that intrinsic motivation. It gives you a gift that others may not have. But if you look at all the great athletes have that intrinsic motivation to keep going and to keep practicing no matter what failures they encounter. But there's one thing that is even more important, and you would not be here without it. You know what that is? That one thing is you, the parents. Your love, your dedication, your sacrifices, your motivation to see your child succeed. And we honor you today. So I'd like every parent that has a child up here to please stand.
He's a receiver that blocks on every play. I mean, we've had people call us and say, is this guy tight end? I mean, you got him receivers. He's so physical, and the presence of him on the side. So that's definitely a testament to him. But on that is everything we asked him to do, he did. We're going to run the ball. We need you to get this block. He did it. Big game, Woodrow Wilson. Tight game. I mean, that game is going to determine if we have a shot to play Newman Smith at the end of the year for the district title. We're trailing, we throw a screen pass. Queen Banks absolutely delivers the best block that I've seen all year. And what happens, it frees us up and we go to school. It's a testament to him. Winning was more important than his individual accomplishments. We're playing Hillcrest High School. We're behind. We're in trouble. It doesn't look good. We tell the Queen, your time's going to come. Late in the game, we run stop and go. Queen's open, catches the ball, goes and scores. We win the game. Just a couple of testaments to him. But the last one is this. He came to my office this morning, and he said, Coach, can I get a football? I'd like to have a football on the table today. And I said, sure, you can. It's fine. And he turned around and he looked on the table and he says, Coach, can I take the trophy instead? I said, sure. And his exact quote to me was, Coach, it's not for me, it's for all the guys sitting in the audience, because without them, I couldn't have had this trophy sitting here today, process, Queen came in and I was trying to help them through this. Coach Perry in the back was helping our recruiting coordinator and Coach Passel. And we were talking, and the day that Queen got back from his visit from Southeastern, he came to my office and he said, Coach, he said, I just want to ask you, how should we handle this? You know, I'm going to commit to Southeastern. We have another school that's offered me as well. I said, we have a couple ways we can do it. We can send them a text, and we can call them. He said, Coach, I feel like we need to call them because I think I owe it to them to speak to them directly since I can't do it face to face to let them know exactly what my decision is and why I'm doing it. That's the type of integrity this young man had. Throughout his years here with us in our program, if he looked me in the eye and said he was going to do it, it happened. That's going to take you a long way. You're going to have a great career at Southeastern. Go up, be humble, be hungry, and most of all, be positive and chase your dream. Queen Banks on the Southeastern.
I have two young ladies to talk about today, Alyssa Jimenez and Megan Grimes. And the first thing I'd like to say is, I'm just so amazed. These two young ladies have been playing together since 5th grade. They've competed against each other, they've competed with each other, they've pushed each other to get better every single day. They play the same position, so they've had to push each other and compete. They're two of the most competitive young ladies I've ever met. They want to improve, they want to make each other better, they want to make their teams better. They work super hard every day and make sure that they are pushing their teammates to do the same thing. Right now in off season, I've got both of them in there, and they're coaches with me, helping the younger players develop, trying to make them better, holding them accountable. They've been wonderful. I'll talk about Alyssa right now. Alyssa has spent the last 4 years with our volleyball team. She's done everything we've asked of her. Alyssa, can you play defense this time? Can you do this? Whatever we've asked her, she's done. And she's done a great job with it. I'm very proud of you, and I can't wait to watch you next year. Megan Grimes, she's been with our program for 4 years as well, 3 years as a varsity starter. She started as a DS and then had moved into the role of setter and take over the reins, and she's done a wonderful job with it. She finishes here as the district MVP and the team MVP, and I can't wait to see her play. She's going to go down and play with another one of our players from last year, Haley Moffitt, so it'll be great to see that Creekview connection. So congratulations, girls.
I have the privilege of speaking about Miss Michaela Barnes. It's kind of bittersweet. I'm so excited for her, but I've only known her less than a year, and she has really touched me. She's such a huge part of this team. We could not be more proud of her. She's been a 4-year varsity veteran. This season, in 27 games, she has scored 329 points, averaging 12.2 a game with her season high of 26. She's individually ranked as the 29th best scorer in the Metroplex. She is pulling down 8.4 rebounds per game, season high of 15. So she's had a great season already, and we're not done yet. We're not even close to being done yet. She's also a great track kid, made it 4th last year, going to state. We expect her to go back to state again this year, so we're very excited about that. Overall, absolutely great kid. On and off the court. We're just so proud of you, Michaela. We're so proud of you. We know you're going to do great things, and we're looking forward to all your future successes. Congratulations.
says he's got to do individually to be successful on the mound. He's not afraid of anybody. He wants the ball every game. You have to calm him down. Say, Brandon, calm down. Just look at him, right? But I would take a kid like this every year. His mentality is he's a bulldog of the mound, and he's going to be a huge part of our success this year. So we congratulate you. Great job in Howard College. Wish you all the best. Brandon.
All right, I have the privilege of introducing Rayla and Sammy. Rayla's has committed to the University of Central Oklahoma to run track. She's mainly going to be focusing on jumps. And if you don't know much about Rayla didn't start athletics till her sophomore year when she came to Creekview. She hasn't been doing it since 5th grade, 4th grade, all that. Rayla just started. So this is going to only be her 3rd year to compete in track. So with that being said, Rayla doesn't have a ton of accomplishments, but the ones she had so far are really good. Rayla also plays basketball, so she's currently in basketball. She hasn't even stepped onto the track yet this year. I won't see her for 2 or 3 more weeks, so we start our meets next week. As a sophomore, Rayla's first year, she qualified for regionals in the 400. She was also an alternate on our 4x4 relay. Last year, she ran the relay, the 400, and the 200, playing basketball as well. And this year, she's going to be, she also started long jumping and triple jumping last year. She didn't even do that her sophomore year. So this is only going to be her 2nd year to jump, and she's going to college to jump. So that says a lot about Rayla. So she's last year, she qualified for area and long jump. And triple jump, she competed well at district, and she'll be doing both of those this year as well as running. And she's currently in the top 30 in the Metroplex for
contacted Joe with them about 5 years ago. Her sister was the first state champ here. Okay, Leah will be the first 4-time state qualifier to ever come out of the wrestling program. Not if, but when she qualified for state in 2 weekends. Okay, she's also a high school All-American, placed at the U.S. National Coaches High School Association for female athletes, got 8th place as a sophomore. Okay, she will be the first person to ever qualify or place 3 times in our state tournament for Creekview High School. She is an immense leader on our wrestling program. She's led the team to a 4th place finish at the UIL state tournament. Ranked 13th in the nation right now by the 30-30 girls national ranking. She's ranked 4th in the nation in girls wrestling. And so it's going to be a huge loss to lose her, but she's made a huge impact on the female wrestlers coming up in our program. And so her footprint will be left for a long time. Very, very devastated to lose her, but I'm excited to see how her career develops post-high school.
What is it? Forgot to say. I'm here at Austin Souls. This is my 2nd year at Creekview High School. I'm not in Hobel. And when I came to Creekview, I was suggested of some players if we wanted to build a team that to think about it. All right, let me think about these players. And the first day that I showed up, this young man was out there helping out with the freshmen and sophomores. This was one of the keepers. And as I got to know him, I'm glad that he's part of my team. Like I always tell him, every band he's the director, and he's the director of my band. Right now we have a pretty good band. We're having a very good season. And I think he's the director of my band. Can we get better? We can get better. Every team has that potential to get better every day. And we can. And this young man right here, I think we can do some great things this year. Austin has been playing varsity soccer since his freshman year. It's his freshman year, he made varsity and then we're district champions. And they made the playoffs. Sophomore year, he was varsity offensive MVP and first team all district. And they made the playoffs again. Junior year, he was varsity midfield player and first team all district. And we made the playoffs. This year, we think we can go further than just making the playoffs. We got the potential, and Austin's going to be part of it. It's going to be part of this group that we're fixing to accomplish some great things. We're going to miss this young man, just his demeanor. He's one of those guys who doesn't say very much, but you guys got who by example. They show the rest of the groups. He leads by example. And that's one of his right here. He leads and crap by example, not by word. When he speaks out, they listen.
Okay, girls soccer has 2 young ladies signing today to go play college soccer. I'm very, very proud of both of them. First, I'm going to talk about Rachel. Rachel was a member of our soccer program for 3 years. She played outside midfield and outside defender. She was part of our 2 by-district championships and our first place finishes in the Timber Creek, Forney, and Waxahachie tournaments. During her time with our program, Rachel also earned honorable mention for our district, and very proud of you and your commitment to play at a Waxahachie Baptist University. Good luck next year. Alyssa Palacios, she's been our starting goalkeeper for our varsity team for 4 years, and one of our key components for all of our success. As a freshman, Alyssa led the varsity team to the regional finals and was selected to the 2nd team all-district team. During her sophomore and junior years, she led us to 3 tournament championships, 2 of which I think were won on filming kicks, and 2 by-district championships. The Dallas Morning News named Alyssa as a Class 4A player to watch prior to her sophomore year. She was named for the 1st and 2nd all-district teams and also made the 2014 all-state team as a junior. She's been our captain and our team MVP for the last 2 years in a row. Prior to school beginning this summer, she led her ECNL team to their 2nd national championship. And so far this year as a senior, she's been named to the Frisco ISD and her record is 53 wins, 19 losses, and 12 ties. It's been a true honor to coach and watch somebody at the listed skill level these last few years, and I couldn't be more proud of the leader she's become. I know the rest of the team will agree with me when I say that we are all very proud of her for her choosing to play at UTEP in the fall, and then we'll miss you greatly next year.
This is a big deal to be signing with the college. You think of all the athletes we have in school, and you are the ones that are signing. So let's have an applause for these athletes. Okay, so open your portfolio. Parents, you may stand